Morning to you all, ladies and gentlemen of the press. I welcome you all, my viewers and subscribers all over the world. And I greet you all. Happy Easter to you all, my family members out there, and I wish us the best. That as we experience this Easter, or as we witness this Easter, more Easters we will witness, we will not die prematurely. And anyone that have evil plans against us on this Easter, it will never succeed. So my dear people, I welcome you all to this early Sunday morning broadcast. I want to give my people a new thing to withhold as they are celebrating this very Easter. Please do not touch the dial. Let us go straight into the headlines that we have for us this very Easter Sunday morning. So, my wonderful people, please let's take the headlines, starting from the killing of the IPOB peaceful protesters in Aba and the reaction of Ohaneze Ndigbo. They just come out now to speak after how many days? What they speak is what I don't know, but in any way it is, we are still going to read the news. CNG, coalition of the Northern Group, they run react to the call to terminate Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's trial. This group, they don't come out and vow, say they don't want peace. I don't want peace. I want problems always. I don't know what concerned them with Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Have the Eastern ever ever get themselves involved in anything that have to do with the North? That's to show you that this country can never be one. So anyone that is praying for one Nigeria should do what? Should do rethink and retrace your step, because what we are seeing now, according to our Igbo interfering. Another one here, the gubernatorial candidate of the Labour Party in Lagos State, where he named Barabo, Rose Vival, he don't come out to clarify his links with the IPOB or whatever he's saying concerning IPOB, which the general public is using against him. So whichever way it is, Labour Party go-back candidate in Lagos State, Rose Vival, clarifies Alex links with IPOB. In other words, he have come out to let you know that even at that IPOB, they are still human beings. This one is Mr. Macaroni. Obedient, it is a hypocrisy. Mr. Macaroni, not so Yinka. The problem that we're having these days in Nigeria is that the people you respected so much, you think they are human beings. In other words, they are not, my dear. Imagine this Loretta. What did they call him? A writer for that matter, a elder statesman who have been in this country since God knows when. He come out now to knock obedient movement, and even at the extent of calling them fascists. What he meant is really what I don't understand. But the gospel truth still remains. Now he's calling Dachi Baba Ahmed to a debate. Well, also, Yinka, you are APC supporter and you supported Tinubu. There is no hiding place about that. The question is, have your presidential candidate ever attended all the whole town hall meetings they invited him? Instead, he went to where and tell us that town hall different from Balabulu, Bulabas. That is what they gave to us. And that is what Nigerian people have taken up to today. I want some of my guys that said, you people should watch what will happen now. These people, they have already concluded the plans to rig this election. So that is why he don't even bother whether he tell Nigerians the plans he have for them or not. So that is the truth. So, what do they call him? Waleso Yinka, enough is enough. Allow the youth to do their things. That is what I have to tell you. Many killed as Fulani and Hausa, they clash in Sokoto State. Yeah, the one who because now you people say peace will never be in Nigeria. And when we are complaining about this in years back, you people were showing us and telling us that they are your brothers. They call them Hausa Fulani, but now the Fulani have killed the most prominent Hausa people in the seat of power and occupy everywhere. A majority of people now is now the one, no, minority people now is now the one controlling the majority of the population of Nigeria. What a big shame, Charlie boy, don't blast Soyinka over attacked on obedience. This one, now the matter, now we see the settle for here. Obedient to, we don't have recorded success without them. Kenneth Okonkwo praises Yorubas. That's all the thing take me. So my good people, I don't want to go into Toko because today na Easter. So I there on an Easter mode, on a flexing mode. Let me go straight into the main business that we have today, starting from the Biafran news. So my dear brothers and sisters, the Biafrans in the house, so please draw your seat together. Come close. Let us do what? Let us highlight what the Ohaneze Ndigbo says about the killings in Aba some couple of days ago. In a statement that dated, what is this? Dated April 7th, 2023, the Pan-Igbo Social Cultural Organization Ohaneze Ndị Igbo have reacted to the statement of the Nigerian Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Yahya Farouk, over the gruesome killings of family members of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, who harmlessly staged a peaceful protest in the suburban city of Aba, Abia State, on 31st of March of 2023, demanding the unconditional release of their leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as ordered by the Supreme Court of Appeal. General Yahya, in an event in Abuja on Monday, which happens to be April 3rd, 2023, had made a justifying statement of killing of over 10 IPOB protesters by joint task force of the army and police. He further threatened that such cruel actions will continue because, according to him, those who protested there threatening the integrity of Nigeria and therefore deserves what they get. Are you hearing it? This prompted the reaction of Ohaneze Ndị Igbo through its National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Alex Ogbonnaya, to the general statement and the killings, call it Igbophobic, unethical, and heinous. Ohaneze also debunked the erroneous report of the Abia State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Mustafa Bala Mohammed, who claimed that the protesters attacked the security agents. The commissioner's report has stated that on 31st of March 2023, at about 11:45 hours, policemen on a confined building patrol and show of force within Aba Metropolis came under attack by the proscribed IPOB and Eastern Security Network members. You hear them? You see how they are propagating this thing? You see how they are turning it? You see how they are making it look like the IPOB, the peaceful protesters with just placards will then go to attack a mobile policeman with a sophisticated arms and ammunitions. It's alright. They were armed with petrol bombs, machetes, battle axes, and other dangerous weapons. The attack was repelled by the police operatives, with minimal casualties, while majority of the hoodlums scampered for safety. In a reaction, Mr. Alex Ogbonnaya asserted that the commissioner's report was not only false, but appalling, as findings indicated that the IPOB protesters dressed on white regalias were neither armed nor displayed any form of violent misconduct towards the security operatives during their procession across the city. Ogbonnaya also stated that inasmuch as Ohaneze group may not totally agree with the IPOB agitation for separation from Nigeria, it does not confirm the reason and motives behind the agitation, which is the decades-long maltreatment of Ndị Igbo in Nigeria by their collective northern and western counterparts. He further maintained that the only remedy to the IPOB agitation is a political solution, not military repression or state-sponsored extrajudicial killings by security operatives. The Ohaneze Publicity Secretary advised the Nigerian president to hearken to the call and caution his security officers from their tribal selective profiling. This gruesome massacre of Igbo people, IPOB peaceful protesters, has poured a lot of outrage and displeasure across the entire southeast region, with many groups and individuals condemning the incident as being callous and deliberate. Recall that in an earlier report of Family Writers Press International, another Igbo social cultural group called the Coalition of Southeast Youth Leaders had condemned the incident, accusing the Nigerian army and hiding under the pretext of military operations in the peaceful region to launch vindictive depopulation programs against the youth and indigenous people of eastern part of Nigeria. However, IPOB have vowed to avenge the death of her members who were murdered and called on the international community and foreign institutions who maliciously beams their searchlights on her activities to intervene now and hold Nigeria government to account on what happens to the IPOB families that do what? That have been eliminated on the course of their peaceful procession and protests around Abia State. This news is coming from Ikechukwu. He is reporting for the Family Writers Press International. So my people, I hear on I take here waiting the Haneze Ndibo, the Haneze Ndori, what they are saying about the gruesome murder of the IPOB protesters who came out in peace to protest for their right. It's only in Nigeria that I see that those who protest for peace are being maltreated, but those who protest for violence are being protected. May God deliver this land. The coalition of northern groups react to calls to terminate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial. The coalition of northern groups has condemned renewed calls for the termination of the trial of the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. Nigerians report that the coalition of the northern group was reacting to the calls by the Pan-Igbo Social Political Organization, Ndibo, and other Ndibo leaders who called for an end to Kanu's trial and his release from detention. In a statement in Abuja on Saturday by his spokesperson, Abdul Aziz Suleiman, the coalition described the cause as insane, unreasonable, unwarranted, thoughtless, and unrealistic, according to their Uibo. The group called on the Muhammadu Buhari's government and President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu to disregard calls for Kanu's release, urging them to be resolute in the prosecution of IPOB leader. The statement read, "It is curious at this critical turning point for Haneze and other Ndibo leaders and collaborators to resurrect the call for the release of a culprit who since 2016 has been responsible for the unrelenting disturbance created in the southeast and across the country in the form of a violent agitation for a separate state of Biafra." The coalition of northern groups who is especially alarmed by the renewed pressure from the Ndibo to secure the unconditional release of a terror group leader Nnamdi Kanu from lawful custody. CNG has noted especially at the call for the Kanu release without trial by Ndibo leaders and groups have grown louder since the February 15 presidential election and the consequent emergence of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president-elect. We allow the incoming administration of Bola Tinubu on the dangers of failing for the antics of the Ndibo that are armed at causing mishaps and unnecessary devastation and driving Nigeria over the brink into a catastrophe. To specifically invite the attention of the incoming president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to remain vigilant as to the direction the country is headed, so as to avoid the type of mistake committed by the late President Shehu Shagari in granting unconditional state pardon to the initiator of the Biafran project, Odumegwu Ojukwu, which was proved counterproductive. He should bear in mind that the bulk majority of Kanu's casualties are from the north, the region from where he extracted the bulk of his winning votes. We remind him of the moral consequences of falling into the trap of Ndibo of the southeast, from where he secured very insignificant support at the expense of his true friends and allies in the north, who bear the brunt of the atrocities perpetrated by Kanu. Instead, the president should remain resolute in ensuring the diligent prosecution of Kanu, his sponsors, backers, and collaborators in heinous crimes against the Nigerian state and innocent Nigerian citizens. In order to prevent a descent into anarchy at this day and age, to forestall mass killings, untold sufferings, and atrocities, the federal government must not accede to the current pressure by Ohaneze and his like to secure the unconditional release of the leader of group that have been duly proscribed as terrorists. Only in Nigeria we are moving forward. This is news from Rose Bible, the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate in Lagos State. The governorship candidate of the Labour Party during the recent polls in Lagos State, Badebo Rose Bible, has clarified alleged links to the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Rose Bible made this clarification on Friday during an interview on Arise TV. Rumors had emerged in a run-up to the elections over the alleged ties to the secessionist movement as evidenced by some of Rose Vivor's past tweets about Biafra. Also, a video emerged as posted by Reno Omokri with the Labour Party candidate confessing to supporting IPOB in some capacity in the past. In his defense, Olawale Rose Vivor, the father of the Wadabo, and denounced the claims of his son being an Igbo. He also distanced him from the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, saying Wadabo has no time for IPOB. This boy is highly educated and highly driving. We can track his record every day in Lagos. He has no time for IPOB, according to the father. Wadabo, in a recent activist who reacts to anything negative within the law to ensure he is able to change the status quo. He doesn't stop while pushing. He ensures he achieves his aim before resting. That is Wadabo, he said, according to the father. During the Arise TV interview on Friday, the Labour candidate said everything was a lie. Everything that happened after the NSAR shooting, the burning of the BRT buses, was a complete shame, and the lies against my person was just too much. They said I was a leader of IPOB who spearheaded the destruction of Lagos. Everything is lie. Those Vivor slammed critics. You get it? You don't get it, then you forget it. That is where we are. Now we are heading to obedience. This one is Macaroni. Macaroni, he don't knock this writer where his name be Woloso Yinka concerning about his attacks on the obedient movement, calling them fascist. Nigerian comedy actor Adebowale Adebayo, popularly known as Mr. Macaroni, has condemned the criticism of a Nobel laureate Woloso Yinka against Labour Party supporters in the aftermath of the 2023 general elections. Nigerian reported that Soyinka on Friday criticized supporters of P2B for their attacks on his personality, calling them fascist. However, in a series of tweets on Saturday, Macaroni said there are mobs across all political parties and it is hypocritical and gaslighting into act as if other mobs does not exist. Calling them fascist, you leave the ethnic profiling that is ravaging the country. You leave the religious war that is going on. The only thing you say that you can use as a stepping stone or to gain popularity is to provide the obedient movement, calling them fascists. Say they attack you. But you were there when people were attacking the supporters of this same obedient movement in Lagos State and other parts of the Yoruba land, simply because they want APC to rule in all the whole areas. You didn't say anything. You didn't call all those abolos fascists. Now you come out and be calling people who gathered together and said enough is enough from all these never-do-well politicians who have bent on keeping Nigeria or holding Nigeria hostage for a very long time. For how many decades now? Woloso Yinka, with all due respect, you are a fascist or whatever you call it. Macaroni held that attempts to rewrite history will not work, stating that many of P2B supporters have been subjected to the violence of attacks and hypocrites didn't condemn it, even when the lives of victims were under serious threats. The comedian maintained that everyone has a choice to support whoever they want to. However, it is wrong to condemn a certain kind of evil and yet be associated with those who do the exact thing. He said, there are mobs across all political parties. There is even a mob among the fence-sitters. There are also tribally bigoted mobs and many other mobs. While we must continue to condemn mob actions, it is a hypocrisy and gaslighting to act as if these other mobs does not exist. The most dangerous people on social media today are those who look on as trolls and talks attacks, cause and incite violence against some of us, but get a hard on when their friends or those they are affiliated with suffer same fate. They are as complicit and even far worse. This attempt to rewrite history will not work since 2020. Some of us have been subjected to the violence of attacks, and none of these hypocrites condemn such, even when our lives were under serious stress. Still, I've always been one to condemn such attacks on others. I will continue to condemn any form of attack on people because of their political leanings. I still maintain, as always, that we all have the right to support any party we wish to, and while we can disagree with these choices, attacking others should never be encouraged in any way, according to Macaroni. However, you cannot condemn a certain kind of evil yet be associated with these who do the exact same thing that is biased, and it is sadly the trend these days. If we examine it properly, these biased and hypocritical fancies are the real mob, which is in your saying, and from my understanding, what do they call him? Wole Soyinka is also among those fascists. Many killed as Fulani and Hausa they clash in Sokoto State. Scores have reportedly died in Wadabawa community of Sokoto State following a clash between the Fulani and the Hausa people residing in those areas. Nigerians gathered that many locals from both sides, including a security operative, died as a result of the clash. A local official, Aminu Wadabawa, told the Voice of America Hausa on Saturday that people in the area were living in fear as the conflict even claimed the life of a soldier. They are afraid of reprisal attacks from the Fulani bandits. According to a survivor, the Fulani attacked my relation with knives, but he has spiritual powers that will not allow sharp objects to pierce his skin. So they intensified the attack on him and succeeded in hacking his head off his body. Narrating his audience, a Fulani man who survived the violent communal clash said he was shot twice. According to him, I was shot at twice, but I survived. I begged them not to kill me, but they shot at me. According to Voice of America Hausa, when the police in Sokoto were contacted, they said they were still waiting for details of the attack. Scores were reportedly killed during the conflict, while many sustained injuries. Attacks allegedly by Fulani bandits were not new in the area as of recent. And so we take here. Bandits are fighting in tooth and nail to take people's land, to take people ancestral lands, properties, and the rest of them. What a big shame, Charlie Boy, blast Soyinka over attacks on obedience. Now the people now them be the problem we're having in Nigeria. Those people you respected so much, they are the one that is encouraging the old fools to never give way from politics, rather than encouraging them to continue holding Nigeria hostage. He don't chop fool now. He don't chop all the whole bribe in this life. Veteran Nigerian entertainer Charles Oputa, popularly known as Charlie Boy, the area father, has slammed Noble Laureate Wole Soyinka over his recent remarks on obedience. Supporters of the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. Nigerian reported that Soyinka on Friday, Wole Soyinka, criticized obedience for the attacks on his personality, calling them fascist. Soyinka characterized the obedient movement as a threat to the judiciary in an interview with Channels Television. The professor added that he had won Obi ahead of presidential election, but if he lost, it would be his supporters who did so on his behalf. In their responses, Labour Party supporters made disparaging comments about Soyinka over the recent statement. But Soyinka responded in a statement titled "Fascism on Course." In a post via Instagram on Saturday, Charlie Boy averred he has lost respect for Soyinka, stating the Nobel laureate will never be like Chinua Achebe, who left a legacy while departing this earth. According to him, Soyinka has reduced himself to a little boy for criminal politicians, adding, "It is a big shame, of course, a very, very big shame at that." He said, "The kind of respect I have for this man was almost the kind respect I had for my stainless father, the Socrates of the Supreme Court. It has finally dawned on me that Soyinka can never be the man Chinua Achebe was. Look at many Nigerians put on such high pedestal, reducing himself to a boy for criminal politicians. What a big shame. I don't want to use that F word that he used here, but he said, what a big shame. And so the thing take be. As we are proceeding, this one is coming from the spokesperson of the Labour Party, where his name be Kenneth Okonkwo. Yes, he is a lawyer, activist, and also a spokesperson of the Labour Party. The spokesperson of the Labour Party, Ubidati Presidential Campaign Council, Kenneth Okonkwo, has hailed the roles played by the Yorubas in the obedient movement, which caused political waves in the 2023 general elections in Nigeria. The actor and politician on Saturday submitted that obedience wouldn't have recorded the such success they did without the contribution of the Yoruba people. He also praised the contributions of the Pan-Yoruba Social Cultural Group, Afenifere, as well as the former president of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Taking to his Twitter account, Okonkwo wrote, "From the available evidence we have seen at Obi won the election, Afenifere. INEC collected blood money to rig 2023 presidential election. President Olusegun Obasanjo speak that. I am proud of my Yoruba brothers and sisters. Obedience wouldn't have recorded this success they did without them." Obedience is a term used to describe supporters of the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. Abure remains Labour Party National Chairman Ahanotu. The Labour Party National Youth Leader Kennedy Ahanotu on Friday expressed support for the embattled National Chairman of the party. Ahanotu stated this amid the leadership crisis rocking the party. The National Youth Leader of the party distanced himself from the National Working Committee's emergency meeting that produced Lamidi Apapa as the acting chairman. According to Ahanotu, the process of removing Abure as national chairman is unlawful, adding that illegality cannot be used to correct another illegality. He said the move to remove Abure as a chairman is a plan to hijack the collective interests of Nigerians. To me, that is exactly what I am saying in this very particular issue, because you cannot just come out from nowhere. The Labour Party have a case to answer in court. So I can't see the reason why you people will just come out now and begin to change leadership, whereby you still have a long way to go. Anyway, whichever way it is, my prayer is that let it end in what? In praise. 2023 presidency. Who is the owner of the mandate? Kiyamo raises question. You know the truth. So why are you asking a questions that you know the answer already? The spokesperson for the Tinubu Presidential Campaign Council, Festus Kiyamo, has raised a question regarding the alleged stolen mandate arising from the outcome of the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. We are asking this question as if you don't know. Even the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, have come out and said there's no any easy way to power these days. In other words, what is he saying? He have already come out and defended the mandate that brought him to seat in 2015 and 2019, which means that the 2023 election indirectly, he have already called it shambles, but you people do not know. And you are here, you call yourself son. You can't even use your IQ or your number 6 to know that you have been left behind, you and your principal. Kiyamo, who is also a senior advocate of Nigeria, fake one, or not the original one, fake one, posted on Saturday that in a criminal law, stealing of a property can't arise unless there is a first of all an owner. He therefore asked the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi and his People's Democratic Party PDP counterpart Atiku Abubakar, who has the mandate that was allegedly stolen. Nigerians have the mandate. Yes, through the Labour Party, P2B. I've answered the question. Taking to his verified Twitter account on Saturday, Kiyamo wrote, in a criminal court, there can be no stealing unless the property has an owner. Simple question between Atiku Abubakar and P2B, who has the mandate that was allegedly stolen. Check the comment below to see those who cannot answer a simple question. Nigeria News report that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) had declared Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner of the February 25th presidential selection in Nigeria. Note this: presidential selection by INEC. Atiku of the PDP placed second, while Labour Party's Obi came third in the polls respectively. However, both Atiku and Obi have rejected the outcome of the election and vowed to reclaim their stolen mandate through the Election Petition Tribunal. And here we will take back our kaya because the wave of the Easter, it don't drive me. We are hitting the road soon, you get the point now. Yes, so because that's what the thing take be now. This one is another Easter. Thank God we made it. Is it not what we keep saying? Yes, of course, thank God we made it. We bless our chi for making it possible for we to see this day, for we to witness another Easter of 2023. Many people desire to see today, but my dear brother, it is too late for them. Whichever way it is, we are going to give all the praises and the glory and the honor to our chi. The greater God. Now you made it possible for we to see this day. So my dear people of Biafra, the Nigerians, the Yoruba nation, the Arewa, the international body who are out there watching Nigeria as they are languishing, as they are going down, I praise you all and I bless you all as well. So my good people, here I want to carry my kaya and I go ahead and go. So back on I enjoy on Easter. I'll be right back again with another blockbuster. Thank you very much, my people.